While Chibueze was away on one of his business trips, Kesandu had a bad dream. In the dream, she saw Chibueze being chased by the police and being caught. She woke up scared and worried, but she tried to convince herself that it was just a bad dream. The next morning, Kesandu visited her friends, Chioma, Chinwe, and Uloma. She told them about her dream, and they all comforted her, saying it was just a dream and that Chibueze was a good man. Once upon a time, in a small village in southeastern Nigeria, lived a beautiful young woman named Kesandu. Kesandu was known throughout the village for her kindness and hardworking nature. She lived with her parents and spent her days helping them on their farm. She had many friends, including Chioma, Chinwe, and Uloma. They often spent their afternoons together, sharing stories about their dreams and hopes for the future. One sunny afternoon, as Kesandu and her friends were sitting under a large mango tree, they noticed a handsome stranger walking towards them. He introduced himself as Chibueze, a businessman who had recently moved to their village. Chibueze was charming and generous, quickly winning the hearts of the villagers. He often brought gifts for Kesandu and her family, and soon, he and Kesandu became close. "Kesandu, you are a special woman," Chibueze said one evening as they walked along the village paths. "I admire your strength and kindness. I would be honored if you would marry me." Kesandu blushed and smiled. "Chibueze, you have been so kind to my family and me. I would be happy to be your wife." On this they continued their friendship. Few months later they tied the knot. A beautiful and elaborate wedding filled with music, dancing, and laughter, as family and friends celebrated with them. Kesandu and Chibueze moved into a small house at the edge of the village. Kesandu was very happy. She loved her husband deeply and was proud of his work. Chibueze often traveled for business trips, leaving Kesandu alone for days. He would always come back with more money and gifts, and Kesandu never suspected anything. Months passed, and life seemed perfect for Kesandu. However, Chibueze's frequent trips began to worry her. Whenever she asked him about his business, he would smile and say, "Don't worry, my love. I am working hard to provide for us." One night, while Chibueze was away on one of his business trips, Kesandu had a bad dream. In the dream, she saw Chibueze being chased by the police and being caught. She woke up scared and worried, but she tried to convince herself that it was just a bad dream. The next morning, Kesandu visited her friends, Chioma, Chinwe, and Uloma. She told them about her dream, and they all comforted her, saying it was just a dream and that Chibueze was a good man. "Dreams can sometimes be strange and scary," Chioma said, patting Kesandu's hand. "But they are just dreams. Chibueze is a hardworking man." Despite her friend's reassurance, Kesandu couldn't shake the uneasy feeling. She decided to keep her worries to herself and wait for Chibueze to return. Days passed, and Chibueze did not return. Kesandu became more worried. She went to the village market to ask if anyone had seen him. At the market, she overheard some people talking about a group of thieves who had been caught by the police. They mentioned that one of the thieves looked like Chibueze. Kesandu's heart sank. She rushed to the police station, hoping that it wasn't true. But when she arrived, she saw Chibueze behind bars. He looked sad and ashamed. "Chibueze, what is happening?" Kesandu asked, her voice trembling. Chibueze sighed deeply. "Kesandu, I am so sorry. I lied to you. I am not a businessman. I have been stealing to provide for us. I never wanted you to know. I am so ashamed. Kesandu felt her world crumble. She couldn't believe that her beloved husband was a thief. Tears streamed down her face as she looked at Chibueze. Chibueze confessed everything to Kesandu. He told her how he had lied about being a businessman and how he had been stealing with his gang. Kesandu was heartbroken, but she still loved Chibueze. She left angrily. Kesandu cried herself out all alone in the house, feeling disappointed, ashamed, deceived. Despite all, she still loved Chibueze. After a few days, she went back to the police station to visit Chibueze. She cried in disbelief, holding Chibueze's hands. Chibueze pleaded for her forgiveness. She decided to stand by him, hoping that he would change. I will visit you every week, Kesandu said, her voice firm. We will get through this together. I believe you can change. Chibueze was sentenced to several years in prison. Kesandu visited him every week, bringing him food and words of encouragement. She also worked hard on the farm to support herself. Some villagers would insult Kesandu, calling her wife of a thief. All of this insult Kesandu endured. Her friends, Chioma, Chinwe, and Uloma, helped her through this difficult time. Kesandu, you are so strong, Uloma said one day as they worked together on the farm. Chibueze is lucky to have you. Ebuka and Ifoma, Kesandu's parent, encouraged her. Kesandu, we know Chibueze deceived and lied to every one of us, but leaving him alone is not the best option. I believe he will be free inasmuch he wasn't sentenced to death. He will come out and be useful to God and humanity, said Ebuka. Let your mind be at rest, my daughter, Ifoma added. Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Mama, Kesandu replied. Years passed, and Chibueze was finally released from prison. He had changed. He promised Kesandu that he would never steal again and that he would work hard to earn an honest living. Kesandu, I will spend the rest of my life making up for my mistakes, Chibueze said, holding her hand. Thank you for believing in me. Together, they rebuilt their lives. Chibueze proved to be a loving and honest husband. He started a small business, and with Kesandu's help, it grew and became successful. They became known in the village for their hard work and generosity. Kesandu and Chibueze were happier than ever. One evening, as they sat together under the mango tree, Kesandu felt a strange sensation in her stomach. Chibueze, I think something is happening, she said, smiling at him. Chibueze looked at her with concern. Are you okay, Kesandu? Kesandu nodded. I think I might be pregnant. Chibueze's eyes widened with joy. Kesandu, that is wonderful news. We will have a child to love and cherish. As the months passed, Kesandu's belly grew, and the village celebrated her pregnancy. Her friends Chioma, Chinwe, and Uloma often came to visit, bringing her food and helping with the house chores. You are glowing, Kesandu, Chinwe said, placing her hand on Kesandu's belly. We can't wait to meet your baby. One early morning, Kesandu felt the first signs of labor. She called out to Chibueze, who rushed to her side. It's time, Chibueze, Kesandu said, holding his hand tightly. Chibueze quickly gathered their things and called for the village midwife, Mama Achebe. The midwife arrived promptly and guided Kesandu through the labor. After several hours, Kesandu gave birth to a healthy baby boy. The room was filled with the sound of the baby's first cries, and tears of joy streamed down Kesandu's face. He is perfect, Kesandu whispered, holding her son close. Our beautiful baby boy. Chibueze kissed Kesandu's forehead. You are amazing, Kesandu. Thank you for giving us this precious gift. The news of the baby's birth spread quickly through the village, and everyone was excited about the upcoming naming ceremony. Chibueze and Kesandu celebrated their son's arrival in a big way. They invited the entire village to the ceremony, which was held at their home. The house was beautifully decorated. Tables were filled with delicious food, including jollof rice, fried plantains, grilled fish, and various traditional Igbo dishes. On the day of the ceremony, friends and family gathered around as the village elders performed the traditional rites. The elders blessed the baby and gave him his name, Chimeri, meaning, God has won. Chimeri, you are a blessing to our family, Kesandu said, cradling her son in her arms. May you grow up strong and wise. The celebration was filled with music, dancing, and laughter. Chioma, Chinwe, and Ulama sang songs of joy, and the villagers danced in a cycle, clapping their hands and stomping their feet. This is a day we will never forget, Chibueze said, smiling at Kesandu. Our family is complete, and our hearts are full. As the years passed, Chimeri grew up surrounded by love and support. He learned the values of honesty, hard work, and kindness from his parents. Kesandu and Chibueze continued to work together on their business, and their family thrived. Kesandu often looked back on their journey with gratitude. Despite the challenges they had faced, their love and faith had carried them through. They had built a beautiful life together, and their story was an inspiration to others in the village. Kesandu and Chibueze lived happily ever after, proving that love, forgiveness, and perseverance can overcome even the darkest secrets. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share. If you love our story, consider clicking on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Your constant support keeps us going. Remain blessed until I see you in my next story.